I'm the executive director of a nonprofit called International De-Escalation Association, IDEA. And we help K through 12 schools deal with misbehavior in the classroom, law enforcement, fire, medical services, calm an angry person in 90 seconds or less. And one of the challenges I have is a lot of my contacts they're either cold or they're maybe a little bit warm because I met them at a conference. And it's funny because I got 2 business cards here that have been sitting on my desk for probably 2 months. And I know what I'm going to say. I've listened to you like Bobby, Bobby at the beginning when he has his script down, and I've listened to you. I've honed it. I feel comfortable with my script, but it's picking up the phone is so hard. And I'm wondering, is there something you can suggest on the mindset thing? Because I always find something better to do than picking up the phone and making the calls that make the cash register ring.
Right. So let's analyze this and break it down and see what is it in itself subconsciously that actually is holding you back from making that phone call. And my hunch is most likely is you're anticipating resistance. You're anticipating pushback, anticipating rejection, anticipating an unpleasant experience. That's probably why you're hesitant to pick up the phone. Now, that's sort of phase 1, establishing that. Now, the question is, why would you be anticipating that? Most likely because you might be using some languaging, the tonality, the delivery of what you're doing, even with the words by themselves, is somehow triggering a pushback somewhere in the process. And I'd love for you to walk me through what you're saying so I can see if I can make it a little crisper to eliminate all resistance. Because when you make an outbound call like that, you do it our way, there should be 0 resistance. And if there is resistance, then you'd have the tools to know how to diffuse whatever comes your way, which then makes you fearless, where you enjoy grabbing the phone, making the call, talking to people, and it just becomes light and easy for you. So can you walk me through what you're saying on the phone so I can help you with that a little bit?
Well, can if it's okay with you, if you'd be open to it, I'd like to jump ahead just a little bit because I can tell you where the resistance came from. And you're absolutely right. It is. I'm anticipating resistance. And where I've gotten the greatest pushback is the training that we provide. Oftentimes they say, "Oh, we've already had that." And so even when I ask them, like what Bobby was saying, are you 100% happy, comfortable with where you're at here? Yeah, we are. We're good. And I feel like I don't have anywhere to go.
All right. So what you're doing there is you're being trapped by talking about the solution, by being compared to someone else. And so you're kind of cornered now, having to box your way out of the corner. That's why you feel stuck. So the question is, how can we reroute your conversation so it's problem-centric and they don't come to you and say, we're already using someone just like you. We can find a way to differentiate you based upon the problems that you use to engage them around the conversation. Or maybe we can even talk about the results of what they're using now. But there's going to be some way we can differentiate you. And I think it has to do with the approach you're using in terms of how to define the issues. And if they're using someone else, ignore that. If they say that to you as an objection, for instance, you can say, no problem, that's fine. Diffuse. Would you be open to a different perspective that you may not have access to before that could make a difference for your kids? Would you be open to that?
Yeah, I love that.
That would be very hard to reject because you're not saying what they're doing is wrong or you're better. See, get out of the boxing ring. Just say, hey, that's fine. A little keto, that's fine, no problem. Great. But would you be open to a different way of looking at things that you may be doing now that can make an immediate impact on your kids and the culture of your school. Would you be open to that?
That's beautiful. That's perfect. It's exactly what I needed to hear. Thank you.
And that languaging should be the one piece that releases the conversation, makes you feel free to pick up that phone. So thank you. That's a great scenario. Thank you, Carrie. And come on back again sometime.
I will. Thank you so much, Ari.